Welcome to WEtalk series with me, your host, Ep4. Today our main focus is on the discussion on how young people can play the role in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. And particularly in today's topic, we're going to focus on SDG Goal 11, which is speaking basically more about the new urban agenda and smart cities. And if you're to realize in this country today, more than half of the population, if we're to look at the global perspective, more than half of the world's population today now live in the urban areas. And by 2050, this figure will have risen to 6.5 million. And if we are to talk about sustainable development goals, we cannot achieve this if we do not significantly manage the spaces in our urban areas. In order to ensure that we achieve sustainable development, especially in the areas of the smart city agenda, we'll need to look at how we can manage our spaces in the urban settings, and this we can only achieve through making the cities safe and sustainable and ensuring that there is access to affordable housing and upgrading of the slum settlements in this country. So with this conversation today, let's focus on how we as young people can play a role in engagement and ensuring that we take the forefront on making lead and making sure that this agenda is implemented. Our topic today focuses on the role of young people in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goal, and basically today our main focus is on the SDG Goal 11, which focuses on the new urban agenda and smart cities. This takes me back to my panelists, and I'll give each of you like a second to introduce yourself to our audience and the people who are watching us. So I'll start with my panelists on the right.
My name is Tony Muzira Johnson, and I work with the International Alliance for Family Planning.
Thank you, Tony.
My name is Msinkaje Francis. I work with Engage University. Glad to be on this show.
My name is Juliet Grace Wede. I work with Teams Uganda, the main conveners of the National Youth Congress 2018.
Thank you, Juliet. This brings me to the question. You work with Teams Uganda, the main organizers of the National Youth Congress.
Yes.
What do you understand when it comes to SDG 11?
As a young person, what's my understanding of SDG 11? One, then it enables me to and puts me in a place of understanding what the new urban agenda is all about and what smart cities really entail. When someone tells me smart cities, what are they all about? So smart cities are all about sustainability, them being able to stay on their own, innovation, the use of technology, so that we are able to cut down on some of the problems that we are faced with, which are usually brought onto the cities by us. What is my understanding of smart cities? Smart cities are a place of innovation, technology. All this is brought on together to be able to mitigate the problems of rapid development, urbanization, and urban settlement.
Thank you, Juliet. Picking from what you said about the smart city agenda, and what you said about the National Youth Congress, that brings me to Mr. Kajo. What do you understand and what is the National Youth Congress about?
I think, thank you very much. The National Youth Congress is a group bringing together a movement to bring together youth to help them, empower them, give them a platform to speak about things that involve them, and in this respect, how they can make the smart cities possible. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You said something about bringing young people together and empowering them, which means actually the National Youth Congress is more like making the young people take lead and be on the forefront of the implementation of this agenda, right? Okay. This takes me back to you, Tony, from International Youth Family Planning Association. Do you think Uganda is on the course of meeting this agenda?
Yes, Uganda is on a due course to make the SDG 11 target by some of the strides that the government has taken up. For example, in the road networks by the Uganda National Roads Authority. Look at Capital City Authority, which manages the capital. They have tried to put up traffic lights and street lights, which is something that I see is trying to create a good environment for human settlements.
If I'm to cite some of the challenges that were highlighted in the progress report of the SDGs that was presented recently, some of the challenges like lack of communication strategy and failure to implement integrated public transport. In your own opinion, what are some of these challenges that you think are blocking the implementation of the smart city agenda?
The overpopulation of the slums in the city that is facing challenges like access to water, sanitation. When you look at the even some of the rules are not like the policies are not implemented, they are not created, there's no awareness to the public. Yeah, so those are some of the challenges that are blocking the achievement of the smart city agenda.
I think it's time to interject. One of the issues is mainly governance, like our authorities that we have in place. How have they educated the masses about what the new urban agenda is, about the smart cities? They are doing all this work by themselves, but that's what actually leads us as Teens Uganda. Our focus is on the young people. Our population numbers now say we are the biggest number in the country, but what are we doing? What do we know?
Okay.
So that's why, as Teens Uganda, we came up and said, how about the National Youth Congress, bringing on the young people to actually have them voice their opinions and solutions that they have for their cities. Because our theme is focusing on accelerating of the contribution of the young people towards the implementation of the new urban agenda. So I think we will get there shortly or soon enough. So this is a good start for us.
That brings me to the question to Mr. Kajo. What do you think are some of the health implications that are being faced because of the delayed transformation and the whole urban agenda thing in the Kampala setting?
Yeah, I think like my colleagues mentioned earlier, with the overpopulation, the health facilities are stretched to the limit, and you have hospitals with numbers which were not well higher than the number they have planned to handle, therefore compromising the quality of services. You have housing which are crammed. People are living, many people living in one room, sometimes sleeping in tents, and this one compromises the quality of life.
Okay.
And also their aspirations, because they are focusing just on survival, and they don't focus on a bigger thing like realizing the 2050 may be too far for them. They are looking at how do I survive today. So it complicates the whole
So generally the public is just looking at now, not looking at the future.
because they're not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think some of these accidents that are currently happening in the country related to some of these implications, basing on the roads that have not been implemented, like the road transport system?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of impact, consequences of our poor roads on the population. Because if you have a narrow road, then the motorists are prone to accidents, the pedestrians, because everyone is fighting for way, and the lack of awareness, like we say that we are leaving it for government. I think it's a very good thing that teams coming up to involve, to educate maybe people who are not in school, the youth who are not in school, to be more aware of these ventures, so that we can realize these goals together as a country and the world.
I've heard more of the work that Teens Uganda is doing in regards to the preparation and the planning processes of the National Youth Congress and International Youth Family Planning Association, right? I hope I got that name right. You're also working towards the smart health realization and making young people take lead in the forefront. Now my question is to you, Mr. Kajo, as one of the key conveners partnering with Teens Uganda and African Youth Development Link in the planning processes of the National Youth Congress. As the key host, which is Ndeje University, what do you think, like in the academia, especially in your area of energy and being an academia entity. What do you think are some of the milestones that we can do to achieve the smart education goal under the smart city agenda?
As Indege University, we have prioritized research in renewable energy to have a multidisciplinary approach to cross-cut with agriculture, food, environment, water, and ecosystems. That is our focus. And the students, we ensure that the students of agriculture, faculty of agriculture and engineering especially, undergo compulsory modules in these aspects of renewable energy and sustainable agriculture, but also bring in other faculties to bring in the business aspect, to bring in the social bit of it, so that we can achieve these goals.
Going forward, as the team behind the planning of the National Youth Congress that you're trying to bring out and convene young people together, what do you think are some of the possible opportunities that these young people can have in the realization of this agenda, like the possible outcomes that these young people can really bring forth in its implementation?
I think young people should first embrace the agenda, that it's part of them, and they should be part of the planning, the process of implementation and all that. That is a wide range of the opportunity, because they are the majority, 70% of them, they are taking up the population. So that is the first opportunity that you should take up in terms of embracing the urban agenda.
For us as Indege University, we are demonstrating that everyone can make a positive impact and a contribution to the realization of these agendas. That's why we have accepted to host the Congress, and also give the participants an opportunity to see what we are doing and maybe replicate it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kajo.
So I think going forward, as young people, we need to get out of the shelf of the opportunities for us, because the opportunities are actually there, and unless you go out of your way to look for the opportunities will not find you. So that's a mentality we need to drop as the young people and realize what our goals are. What can we do towards the development of our own countries and cities? If I speak up, will I be heard? Social media tax was imposed on us, but because we've shown our government that, it will not work for us, we've actually come out and spoken about it. Such things are what we need to embrace. When a policy is passed, when any declaration is made by our government or our leaders, we need to hold them by the book and hold them accountable, but with facts and put them in a place where they need to know that, actually as young people we have a voice and we're able to do something towards anything, because till then they will not pay attention to us.
Thank you very much, my great panelists, for coming to this show. As we talk series, we always want to keep engaging you in this discussion and conversations out there. And I'd like to thank you, Juliet, for representing Kings Uganda, and Mr. Kajo for representing Dejo University, then Mr. Tony Muzera for representing International Youth Alliance and Family Planning, and as well as other two key partner organizations, which is International Republican Institute, which is currently our host for this shoot. We'd also want to thank them, as they're going to be taking on the areas of good governance together with another key partner, which is African Youth Development Link. So these two organizations will be taking on discussions on smart governance. So be sure to catch this conversation on WEtalk series as we bring forth and capture the stories and the conversation of young people in regards to SDG Goal 11, as we plan and prepare for the National Youth Congress, which is slated for 25th to 27th of this month, July, at Indege University main campus in Luero District. So be tuned to watch WEtalk series as we bring to you conversations and untold stories of young people and challenges that are happening in our communities. Thank you.